The Prophet by Khalil Gibran is one of the phenomenal texts in the Library of Heaven, the ones that the enlightened, I believe, should read in their life. My first ever girlfriend gave me this book. I had the absolute pleasure of embarking on a journey of deep philosophical discussion with her. And this book still reigns supreme in terms of spiritual texts for me, because it is just so elegantly written, and I think everyone in the world that is on a mission to actualize their potential should read this. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day. My mission is to convince you to do everything. No holds barred, no prisoners, everything that you want in this life, because we need you. So this one is going to be on love. We're going to start with the first chapter here, and what I'm going to do is something real simple. I'm going to read some of this. I might stop some places. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff. And then we're going to hopefully have a little discussion about it. You can send me some comments on what you think. But here we go. So the context is basically this guy, I think it's Al-Mustafa or something, is leaving the city of Orphalese. And he had spent his entire life in the city kind of observing the people and making them feel deeply about life, essentially giving them a model for what it means to live a beautiful life and to observe beautifully and to treat people beautifully and to just live a sweet life, really, a deep life. And so he's about to set off on an escapade, and he's kind of going out to the ocean. His ship has arrived in the harbor, and he is now setting sail as the explorer, I guess, of worlds, of the ether, as I like to see it. So on love, Den Al-Mitra, who is his lover, said, "Speak to us of love." And he raised his head and looked upon the people, and there fell a stillness upon them. And with great voice he said, "When love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings unfold, you yield to him, though the swords hidden among his pinions may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste to the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to the heights and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you onto himself. He threshes you to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your husks. He grinds you to whiteness. He kneads you until you are pliant, and then he assigns you to his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in the knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. But if you, in your fear, you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you to cover your nakedness and pass out of love's threshing floor, onto the seasonless world where you shall laugh but not with all of your laughter, and weep but not with all of your tears. Love gives not but itself and takes not but from itself. Love gives not but itself and takes not from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you shall not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires: to melt and to be like a running brook that sings its melody to the night, to know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at the noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, to return home at eventide, with gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips. So this is kind of like my spiritual text, because this is the first of many chapters that I'll read to you and talk about. Everyone's going to get their own conclusions when it comes from something so poetically and deeply written. And this is going to touch you in unique and tender ways, because the writing is intended to do that, because the author was such a miraculous human being, probably. But really, I've fallen in love a couple times in life, and I can understand the line where he says that it will touch your tenderest branches and shake your roots. Oh, if you haven't had a chance to fall in love, I hope you do, for the sake that you get to see how fragile your world is when it hits you, you know? When that floor just falls from underneath you. Or when you're just straight up joyful, where you're just, your soul is just a big ass smile. When you just feel good, you know? So it starts off with a warning. It starts off with a contrast, and it gives us a lot of warning. There's snakes there in that grass, you know. When you go and try to pursue this thing where you're gonna give all your time, or a lot of your time and energy, to another human being. We'll stick with human beings for now, because love, I think, transcends just humans or interpersonal relationships. But when you decide to do that, you have to be careful, because if it's the first time, or if it's been a long time since, we forget that the initial is always putting the other individual on a pedestal. The initial is really seeing past all of their flaws, or not even noticing them in the first place. The initial is it's like raw joy. And it's like raw, like, emotion and shaking and contemplation and just being overwhelmed a lot of the time. That's that kind of love at first sight vibe. And as time goes on, and even in those beginning moments, we realize that when they don't respond to a text message, or they don't call, or when they're like, yo, I gotta move away, or my parents hate your ass. It's like anything that happens in life, like, to be that emotionally connected to something, and to have to take the lashes and the hits, and to keep pursuing that emotional connection, it makes you stronger. It really does. It's like, I told myself that every time I fall out of love, that the next person I'm gonna love, I'll be a better person, like genuinely happier, genuinely more kind. And because I know that it's one of those things that when you fall out of it, or when you get lashed by it, it's like a life-altering shit. It's like, that's when you know. That's when you know you've been in love. And then he goes into this kind of like spiritual approach of being kneaded into bread and being part of life's heart. And this, I think, is the most beautiful part of Gibran's writing, because I have this metaphor for being in a flow state in life, for really pursuing the thing that we're built for, and I consider it as being a part of the river of life, which in some ways I believe is very similar to how Gibran looks at the heart of life. It's this kind of, you should know, really, that when you feel this immense ecstasy in life, when you feel this immense energy in life, or when you're connected deeply with your surrounding, that there's something deeper going on, that there's really something magical going on, and that by virtue of you experiencing this, by virtue of us experiencing this, we know that we are alive. And that's the beauty of our life, really. I think the more that we try to pursue whatever it is that gives us that feeling in life, whatever it is that helps us stay attuned with that heart of life, that river of life, the more satisfied we are about our existence, and the deeper our relationships get with ourselves, first and foremost, and then with other people. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. And then he warns again, and he says, yo, careful. If you're gonna go and fly around and fall in love with everything that's pretty and that makes you feel good for the sake of avoiding your issues, for the sake of avoiding your difficulties, your depression, for the sake of avoiding healing your child self, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Because a broken you cannot be fixed by someone else. Solve your shit first, and then go and love someone, so it's a complete love. You know? Or go and love something, because then it's a complete love. It's not like it's not like a drug. You're not like addicted to this thing. You know? I think a lot of people do that, and I think I've made like whole videos on this, or if I haven't, I can harp on it for a second. But really, it's like there are lovers of things, of people, of actions in life. There are archetypes that are highly addictive personalities that love playing video games, that love drinking fucking boba tea. I don't know, like just love things and love having sex, love watching movies, whatever it is, right? And there is something tremendous to be said about the ability to abstain from that type of life. Because if we know how to control ourselves and how to, within reason, like do whatever you want, like have a great fucking life. But if we at least know like when we're avoiding shit and that's why we're like doing this love thing, or we're just like doing this love thing really just to love ourselves, like we should know that difference. That's all I'm saying. Know it. And you'll feel it. It's just a matter of paying attention to it, really. It comes off as like an anxiety, really, is what I felt in my life, is whenever I'm like watching 50 StarCraft 2 replays, or having like one too many glasses of wine or something. I know when it's good for me, when like I'm like, all right, I can just chill out and I don't feel any sort of residual like discontent with what's going on around me or what I'm not doing. And I know that when I am doing that stuff and I get a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of like it's not as satisfying as it could be, I know that either I haven't put in the work in the day to deserve this to a degree, or that I should be doing something right now that would make me feel better in the long run. Food for thought. And the last part of this, which I'll end on, is him talking about gratitude and the ability to be grateful, to be at least in a state of love. And I think it's really important, mindfulness, to do that. All this shit's important. I think it's all important, okay? But this is equally important as all the rest of it. The whole thing is important. I'm telling you, pick it up. I'll be talking about this though. There's like an easy videos for me to make because I just love talking about this stuff. In the moment, the ecstasy, the vibrations, the excitement, the plans, the hope for the future. Be grateful for those moments when you have a chance, when you're in there. Really. And I hate to break it to you, but it really falls apart like this. There's 50 ways to leave your lover. It's a great Paul Simon song, I think. Steve Gadd played drums on that fucking sick song. Yeah, that gratitude, that's deep. That's part of being a part of the heart of life. That gratitude. To be getting that energy into your life. So hopefully you found this interesting. I would totally snag this for your bedside, for your toilet, wherever you contemplate life. I'll be making more videos on these chapters because I think this is something people need to know. Really, this is the basis of my emotional intelligence, my spiritual journey. So how could I not share it with you? Anyway, if you found this interesting, check out this video. It will be hopefully equally as interesting to you. And actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.